Hey guys, I'm back, and we left off on the you know, trying to let you guys know that you can go ahead and save some money by trying to go with like either Remington or Winchester cases. They are really the cheapest out there, but they're pretty good if you know how to reload really good and you take your time and you really prep the cases really good. They'll be as good as the Normas and the Lapuas. I've shot a bunch of Remingtons, and I've been getting good groups with them. The only thing that you can only probably reload them like 5-8 times, maybe the most 10. Reload them 5-10 times, and you might have to, you might start getting your pockets. Once you start seeing that your primer pocket starts getting loose when you re-primer them, that's a sign of already changing it. Look for head problems. Maybe your shoulder or the very end of your neck, mouth, like a little hair crack or splitting. You might have to be on top of them a little more. So basically, yeah, once you get your pocket uniformer, okay, to make sure the pocket is nice and at the right depth and everything, and you get your flash hole deburring tool and you do that, you should be fine. So basically, those are the only two things that you need to really make make the cases top shape, once you're done with them. And the only other thing, okay, so we already spoke about having the two main things that you need to do once you get them out of that nylon or little plastic bag that they come in. Okay, they come already pretty clean. I never cleaned them for the first time, and so I didn't even have to put them in the resize them. I mean, I tried them on my chamber and they fit good. So that's, I just got to start working them up to get them ready. So once you do these two things, deburr the flash hole and uniform the primer pocket, let's put that aside. One thing you need to have to work constantly, which I always have when you reload, I mean, you got to have it. It's a digital caliper. Okay, and I'll show you guys why. The other thing you're going to need is a chamfering tool. This is the one from Lee. I know, cheaply, hey, it's been working fine for me. It's the one that came with my Challenger kit. I haven't had no problems with it. I've been using it and it works fine. And it's also freaking cheap, like freaking $7, and it's been doing the job. The other thing that I did invest some money on, which is, I'm going to tell you right now, is the best trimmer out there, is the L.E. Wilson. I got this one at St. Clair International. I had to buy the little shark fin to keep the shell holder in place. This is not the one with a micrometer. You can always opt on these. This is how it comes standard. This is not the stainless steel. They have one that is all stainless steel. I bought the regular steel one. Chromoly steel. Hey, you know what? I keep it in a real big Ziploc bag, and before I put it in there, I freaking wet the whole thing down with WD-40. Keep it all moist with WD-40 inside that bag. I haven't had no rust. If you check out the negative reviews on these anywhere, you're gonna be people complaining about, oh, it's rusting on me. You know why? Because they just finish using it, they throw it wherever, they leave it out, and the moisture hits it. And yeah, it's like, it's steel that's not protected. It doesn't have bluing or anything. So it's gonna rust. So you gotta keep it really lubricated with oil or WD-40, really wet, no problem. The little stand doesn't come with it. They only sell you the top piece. I bought the little aluminum stand, which works great. I can't see you using this without it. The little stand, you get it also at St. Clair. This one doesn't have the micrometer. You can buy the micrometer separate, take this set screw out and put the micrometer, or you can buy the whole thing for like $200 and it's already the stainless steel one with the micrometer. You don't really need the micrometer. Okay, so basically this is the best one. You don't need no pilots to line up your case and all these different for pilots for different calibers. You don't need that. This thing is the best thing out there. It rides on two little rails here. and it's just, it lines up the case perfectly square to the blade. I did get the blade with the carbide cutter, so it'll last. And basically, when you buy this one, you need to specify if you want the case holder to be a like before firing. I think they call it fire forming, after fire forming, or before fire forming. Actually, I bought the one that is after fire forming, and you know what? I went ahead and stuck the case in there, and it works fine. I mean, so I wouldn't recommend for you to get both. Just get the after fire forming, because after you fire your case on the second time, you will be needing the after fire forming case holder. But even when you buy cases new, it'll still work on this case holder. So just buy the after fire forming case holder for the L.E. Wilson trimmer, and you should be good to go. This thing, it trims it super square, really nice. So right now, what we're gonna do, when you get the instruction with this one, guys, it tells you, well, Sinclair sells you like a little base that has like a little nylon pad. So when you stick the case on here, supposedly they tell you to tap it really good inside. You don't have to do that because you're jamming it in there. And then they tell you to get like the neck end of it and tap it on that nylon, and if not, do it on wood. I started doing that, and I was destroying the circumference of my neck mouth, and it was just giving me a lot of run out. So basically all you do, you know, the stop on the back, it's just gonna hold it from going back, you know, so far back. Let me try to adjust the camera here a little bit. Okay, this thing right here, once you set it, this could be a little bit forward, a little bit back. I mean, once this is at the end of this stop here, and the blade goes forward, it got nowhere to go. This is basically the holders just to kind of like line up your case. Okay, so don't go crazy and getting the tip of it and bang it to get it out. Basically, I give it a good little wedge in there. Once it's nice and snug, you guys are gonna see this now. I get it out, and I just get the palm of my hand and give it a nice little light tap, and no problems with the neck, and it comes out really nice and smooth. So right now, let's just go ahead and get started on these. Basically, what you need to do once you start trimming these, go back a little bit. Okay, it's have obviously your trimmer. You want to have your caliper, and then you want to have your chamfering tool for inside the neck and outside. And I normally have a little piece of sand cloth, like real light, like maybe 400. You can go with 600, 350, something really that will, because sometimes when you trim this, even though you use a chamfering tool to chamfer the outside and inside, it leaves it a little bit rough at times. And I just get this little sand cloth and kind of go real light around the edge, just spin it like once or twice, and it leaves it really nice and smooth. And you know, you don't want to go in with rough edges inside your dies. So basically, before we get started, I just want to, something very important that we need to check out. I got the Lee reloading manual right here, and we can go to the 308. Let's see right here. Let's see, 308. Okay, right here, 308 Winchester. The overall length on a case, 308 Winchester case, is 2 inches, .015. Basically, not to be with that point stuff, I just say 2015. So you guys understand, like if you were to be reading on a caliper. But it's actually 2 inches, tens, hundred, 1500s, okay? But it's 2 inches, .015. You can look it up in any manual. It'll tell you. This is the Lee Modern Reloading 2nd edition, the one that came with the reloading kit. So basically, now I know that from the edge, the end, the mouth of my case to the back of the head of the case, the end of the case, it's gonna be 2015. Okay, so what I do before I started trimming, which you have to do, is you need to get your caliper and start measuring all your cases. Okay, all your cases. What you want to do, if you got 50, 100, 150, you're going to measure with your caliper all your cases, and you're going to pick and write on the paper, like let's say you measure one that measures, remember, the length is 2015. Mines were measuring out of the plastic bag, they were measuring like 2 inches, like 2,000, 2,100, like that, 2010 instead of 2015, 2005, and they were like that. So what I did, I measured all of them, and I got the smallest one. The smallest one was 1.999, like 1999. So I went ahead, and this is how you set your cutter if you don't have a micrometer. Okay, I went ahead and I got the smallest one, and I used that size to actually trim all my other cases to that one. But my smallest one, being that your standard by specs, the case for 308 Winchester should be 2015, like 2 inches, 0.015, 2015. So my smallest one was 1.999. So what I did, I went a couple of thousands back, and I decided to trim them all. Even that smallest one that I had at 1.999, I decided to go 1.991. Okay, I'm sorry, the smallest one that I had was 1.999, and I decided to go a couple of thousands down to 1.991, like 1991. So I'm making all my cases to that length, and I was able to adjust the trimmer that way. It's real easy. I put the one that was the smallest one, that one that measured 1.999, put it in there, and I started moving the back here, the back of the trimmer, okay, forward. It's got like a thread. It's got threads that you can move forward like a screw. I started going forward, and I kept the blade all the way to the front. So once the neck, the case touched my blade, okay, I knew being all the way in, this thing, see, you can move it back and forth. I made sure it was all the way in, and then I started turning this screw, pushing this forward till I made contact. It's like just the same thing as setting up your dies, till it touches the mouth of the bottom of the die. So once I did that, I went ahead and I backed up the blade a little bit, moved the screw forward, and went ahead and trimmed it. And you do that little by little till you get it down to where you want. Once you have it where you want it, you leave it there, and then you can start trimming, and they all should come out the same length. So right now, instead of the standard 2.015, my smallest one that came in the bag was 1.999, 1999. So I decided to go to 1.991 instead of 1.999. So I'm at 1991, and that's what I'm going to be resizing all my cases. We'll be right back.